From your perspective, what will the next 30 years of science bring?
Okay, I think in the next years we will have an investigation or research in biomolecular things, biomoleculars and metabolomic field of study, and that means all the metabolites that the organisms create during their life. They can give information about the genetic diseases, many new things. We can trace the metals for contamination, for example. Then that will be the next step in science. Actually, it's already started that kind of research.
Okay. Do you have any advice for those wanting to get into your field or work?
Yes. Anybody who wants to be a scientist need to understand that during the your career doesn't finish at the end of the school. You keep studying all your life, and you need to keep working very hard, and always give the best for all your research. It's not a game; it's a very precise field of work.
Um, how do you balance your job as a teacher with your investigation, your academic work, and your family life?
It's kind of difficult, but if you have a very good organization, you can spend time for working as a teacher. Give some time during the day for doing your research. Normally, we have a schedule for going to the labs. I try to separate different days during the week, in the month for doing the research in the lab, do the research in the field, in the ocean, in this case. For my family, is the complete time for the afternoon, night, and the weekends. That's it. That's my organization.
If somebody wants to make the biggest possible contribution to humanity right now, what fields should they be pursuing?
I would give you two different things that both are related. I think the main problem that we have is the climate change, and that climate change deliver all the other problems, diseases, for example, the coronavirus and Zika and other things, maybe rising in infection for the world because the climate change. Then that two different areas of study need to improve in all the areas, in all the countries in the world, to try to resolve the problems.
Are you working on a project at this time? What is it about?
Yes, I'm working on a project where we try to find natural products coming from the sea urchins in the Mesophotic zone. It's an area of the ocean between 50 and 100 meters of depth. And we're trying to find antimicrobial peptides. That's protein that could be cure any infection disease and possibly cancer, some of the cancers.
What are the stages of cancer and what do they mean?
Cancer is divided in different. You mean the disease as a disease? Okay. At this moment, we know almost all the types of cancer, but every time we discover something new, and there's a lot of country and a lot of people and a lot of money trying to find how to cure the disease, and we are trying different approach to cure the disease. Could be genetic, could be by chemicals, radiotherapy, or for example, in my project we are working with natural products that don't create any secondary effects that is not the thing that we want from the chemotherapy, for example. Then there is different ways that we try to cure this. There's other different way that's not completely scientist, but the natural way that they with different kinds of food or trying to take a natural life, a very healthy life, they try to cure the cancer. But it's not a scientific way. The other things that I told you, that's the scientific way. They have all the steps of the scientific method. But at this moment, I think there are several groups in the world that they have some part of the clues to resolve the problem, and there are different moments, but they cure a very specific cancer, not all the cancers. Okay.
What kind of challenges have you faced and how do you overcome them?
I think the main challenge that we have is money. do all the kind of research is very difficult because the governments, especially Mexico, give a very low percent of the internal product. The money for science is very scarce in all the parts of the world. The other thing is the materials, the place where we work. I'm very lucky because here in the Tecnometro we have most of the devices and laboratories that we need. But in some other universities, I work in the UDG as well, and they don't have all these materials. Then that's the problem. The other thing is maybe in my case is the way that we can get to the field, to the ocean, to get the urchins. It's a very specific area with a diving technique, very specific, very special, and that's the difficult thing to get this information.
Do you think other types of animals are able to contribute to your research?
Yes, the first goal is with the sea urchins because they are very related with the humans, but we found that the sponges and the sea fans they are very good subjects to get this kind of product. In the next steps, if we don't find anything in the sea urchins, we can try these other two groups of animals.
What does an award mean to you?
Well, award means that you are recognized for something that you do. Depend who is giving you this award or the prestigious of this award, that will be the way that you are recognized your work. But I think when you are doing something that you really like and you feel happy with that, that's the main award that you can get it. And that's very good for anybody.
Do you think one can be a good scientist and believe in God?
Yes, I don't think that would be. I know a lot of scientists that believe in God, and some others say I don't believe in God because I don't have proofs. I think at the end it's something that is personal. It's something with your spirituality. Depend on the person will be the level of spirituality, and I don't think that will be fight with the religion, with the science. At the end, we try to resolve the problems. We don't have enough instrument to measure the reality, and sometimes we say, well, it comes from God, wherever it is your God at the moment. Okay.
So, why did you get a degree on marine biology?
Why get it?
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
When I was a child, 8 years old, I saw a documentary from Jacques Cousteau, and that it created a very high impact in my life. And as soon as I finished to see this documentary, I say I wanted to do something like that, go to the ocean and do some kind of research. When I finally get the marine biology career in La Paz, in Baja California, I tried almost all the laboratories that they have at that moment. I work for marine mammals, algae, plankton, invertebrates, seabirds, everything. And finally, I stay with the population of the reef fishes. That was my main goal. And now I jump to this part of the natural products in the ocean.
Wow, pretty awesome. So, what are the best and the worst things about your job?
And the best things for me is I can do things that are very incredible, like stay in the nature, particularly in the ocean. I have the opportunity to see things that most of the people normally never see in their life. And the other things, I can play with very nice instruments, very fantastic instrument that it looks like it's coming from the Star Trek or something like that in the laboratories, and it's very awesome to do that kind of things. And the worst things is when you have a lot of trouble with the money or with the person that they try to block your career or your project sometimes. But unfortunately, that's the less chance that happens. Normally, we have a very good group of persons that help you and try to finish your goals at the same time. Then this.
Yeah, I understand that normally there are like some problems with the system.
Yes. The CONACYT, sometimes they don't give you the enough money. Oh well, it's not CONACYT like that, but you need to create documents or proposals for the research, and there is a committee that review these proposals, and if you don't send it very well, they reject, and that's the problem. Is sometimes that you have the correct explanation why they reject or why they accept it, and that's still, but normally because you don't do the correct job.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which is your personal favorite invention? Which you think is the most important?
For me,
Yeah, for you.
the scuba diving equipment that give me the opportunity to explore the ocean in different areas, and it opened a new world because most of the people before the 1940s is when they create the regular, the self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Jacques Cousteau created the invention for that. Before that, we just know the things over the land, and after that, he opened a new planet, a new organism that we can explore, new field completely. And it's amazing to go to this new planet at that moment.
Okay. So, why is your scientific field relevant for the ordinary citizen of this country?
According to the United Nations, one of the 17 problems that we have in the world is the resistance of the microorganisms to the antibiotics. My research in particular tried to resolve this problem because at this moment the normal antibiotics, the things that the pharmaceutical create, synthetical, artificial, interfere that doesn't work for the microorganisms. Then this new product, the antimicrobial peptides, they're natural, they don't create resistance, and that could be the solution for this problem. It's one of the 17 biggest problems that we have in the world, according to the United Nations.
So, what is the importance of your research?
That's it. We follow the recommendation of the United Nations according with this particular problem of the resistance of the microorganisms against the antibiotics. We try to open a new field where we try to cure the infections, and that is applied for everybody in the world, even for animals. I mean, the cattle, the dogs, whatever your pets could be help with this thing, not only the persons.
Do you think cancer evolves faster than a cure can be found?
Not necessarily, because the things that we know of the cancer, most of the problem with cancer is because the genetics, and the genetics is already part of our life or the person, because our parents give us that information, genetic information. The mutations is part of the problem. Then at this moment we recognize several types of cancer, mostly in the different parts in our body, in all parts of the body. Then if there is any evolution in the humans, that could be create a new cancer. New evolution in the cancer create the problem. It's something like that. Then I think it's mostly try to cure the things that we know, to expect something new.
Yes. So when you have failed, when have you failed and how did you learn from it?
The other day I heard something that is very interesting. The meaning of fail is first attempt in learning. Then in science it's very common that we fail in our experiments. But with that experience we can recognize the problems, try to resolve and apply again. And every time that you apply you're learning something new. And it's very common in science. Most of the people think that when they create an hypothesis, the hypothesis needs to be true, and that's not true for the science. Could be true, could be failed, but there's new science, new knowledge at that moment. Then if you fail, you can create a new research or develop new techniques or new instruments for trying to prove your hypothesis at the end.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to having felt like success.
Yeah, it's like Alexander Fleming with penicillin.
Mm-hmm.
It was the same
Yes,
case.
yes, that's a very, very good example.
So, what will a world without cancer really look like?
I think much of the people will be very happy, but I think we have any kind of disease that we are trying to resolve. But the cancer is a very sad economical cost of the cancer is very high. The people around of the person that is sick have a lot of pain around this cancer. Then, if we cure the cancer, I think we have a lot of people, a lot of happy people at that moment. But that's not possible at this time of life.
What do you think our fate as a species will be?
Okay, I think we have two directions at this moment, and we need to decide as a species. The first is keeping in this way of consumption, destruction, and use of the natural resources as the way that we do, and we finally finish all these resources. Then, according with Malthus, we have a fall in the population, the number of population, and that could be the end of the humanity. It could be a new restart of the humanity. But in that fall of the amount of humans in the earth, anybody could be losing in that moment, and just a few people can recover from that part. Our second option is try to reduce the consumption in of natural resources, and that will take us to the sustainability. That means that we need to reduce the world population, also change the mind of the people, especially in the young people, to create this idea that we need to consume less, use for longer time the things, and try not to spend things without any other objective, like the cloud or the shoes or whatever. Only the things that we need. With that thing, for a lot of money and a lot of time, we can change this fatigued end of the humanity and have this plan for sustainability and have a very constant population in our planet in different countries around the world.
What's the best way to promote curiosity, especially in adults who might have lost some of innate curiosity they had as children?
You know what? I am part of an organization that it calls Climate Reality Corps, and we give talks about the climate change. And during that talk, we do three things. The first thing, we tell the people what is the problem, and we tell the people what is the result of these problems. And most of the time we talk about the hurricanes, wood fires, things like that. That is very catastrophic, and people start scared, and then they start to ask, okay, what I need to do to change that thing. Then that's one way that we can create curiosity. It's not a bad way because we create something that is fair in panic, but the people start to ask, okay, what we can do for change these things. And the same happened with the other day in Facebook. I saw a picture of the dead fish in the beach, and they said, "It's a monster. What is it?" And the people asked me, "What kind of fish is that?" It's a moray eel. It's a very common fish in the ocean, but because it was dead in this composition in the beach, it looks very strange.
So, do you think we might use like social media
Exactly.
to promote
Exactly.
curiosity?
If you put these kind of pictures with the correct guide and the correct answer about the questions, you have a very good effect in the people, the normal people, not scientist people in the different fields of science. We have a teacher here in the front that is working with the astronomy, and and he's creating a program for adults in astronomy, and it's very nice. And right now the people is going back to the astronomy because Betelgeuse is starting in the Orion constellation. It in the social media say it will die and create a new supernova. And everybody wants to know what happened with the star that died and what is a supernova. And he had a lot of public at this moment in the course for adults.
Wow.
Then that's another example how this thing works.
Okay, incredible. Thanks for your
You're
time.
welcome. Thank you for asking.